this game is going to be spicy. Don't you worry.
Ooh, don't let it out. We're live. Don't tell people it's going to be spicy. Um, Hello,
It's gonna be
everyone.
so spicy.
We are here for Series 5. Uh-oh. And look at all these boxes that are on the screen. We've got returning humans and returning animals and returning McAvoys. So, I'm going to give this right over to Michael because I want to get back into the story, into this Series 5, because we're on episode 1 of this series. So I'm going to give it all to you, sir. It's yours.
All right. Hello and hello and welcome to the Dark Forest, the epic woodland fantasy that takes you on a wild journey of animal adventure, one clearing at a time. This is episode 1 of Arc 5. Arc 5 is the final arc. After this, there will be one more one-shot, which is coming in 2 weeks, January 4th, then 2 more episodes, and then the Dark Forest, at least season 1 of the Dark Forest, will come to a close. So, yeah, I mean, not including the one-shot, there's 3 more episodes only until we reach the series finale for the Dark Forest. So very excited. This episode is entitled, the arc is entitled The Dream of Peace. And this episode is entitled The Ticking Town of Tock. I will read an intro recap real quick, but let's go ahead and meet the players. You've got all of our wonderful recurring players are here ready to join us. And we also have 2 special guests returning from a previous adventure, and very excited to have them with us as we begin the end of the Dark Forest. So please tell me who you are, who you're playing, and how they're feeling as all characters head to the ticking town of Tock. Starting with Patrick.
Hello, I am Patrick. I am playing Kiva the Crow, a Arctic hare who's using the Scoundrel playbook. I think she is probably concerned a little bit with whatever they were going to find, having got that note or they got the message from inside the automaton earlier, and then sort of just absconding quickly. So,
Right. Yeah, I mean, you guys did kind of betray your employer. You ghosted him and took off. So we'll see how that works out.
we left him a note.
You left him a note. Also joining us is a recurring guest star, a fantastic role player, and my very own sister. It is Jenny.
Hello, I am playing Spoons McAvoy, a little rat vagrant, and they're feeling pretty good. They just had like a big family reunion after some kind of traumatic times in the dark woods. So they went and hung out with all their grandchildren. So they're feeling like pretty refreshed, pretty good. Excited to get one more adventure in.
Okay, well, very excited to see how that adventure plays out. Also joining us, another one of our main 4 cast members. It is Nick.
Hello there. Well, I'm once again playing Finn Cardew, the raconteur songbird. And I guess now he's just sort of seeing where this new adventure, this new place takes us. Maybe he can find some more people to play with. Who knows?
Yes, Finn is now, I mean, he's running his own troupe of traveling performers.
Mm-hmm.
Including Jenny, Alex, Nicholas Ratcage has now joined them.
Oh, he's actually joined the troupe.
Yes.
Okay. I knew I had a new special effects guy, Tom Cervellini.
Yes, Tom Cervellini has also joined, who creates astounding and very gross practical special effects for the performances. So we'll see how that goes. Also joining us, another recurring guest and my own brother-in-law, and an amazing role player as well. Very happy to have him here. It is Alex.
Hello. I'll be playing Knives McAvoy, rat tinker extraordinaire. Probably just, I think he's been, just traveling around, just trying to huck wares as he usually does. But now it's on to new horizons. We'll see what this city brings.
Right. Always cool to have the this tinker twosome joining us for today. And also joining us, another member of our returning cast. It is the fantastic Cat.
Hi, I'm Kat. I am playing the Grand Duchess Yana Winterborn, Arctic Fox, and rightful heir to the Winterborn throne, at least according to herself. Just getting ready to head into Tock with her 40 wolf mercenaries and see what's up. Maybe buy some massive siege weapons, although I don't know if she knows about those yet. And as we're traveling along the river, she is playing chess with Lady Olga and Lady Speckles and trying to learn to be maybe a more clever sort of fox, because simply being charming and brutal isn't enough to rule an empire. You have to make good decisions too, which she's feeling more and more that maybe she isn't making good decisions, but she's also not going to say that aloud.
We'll see how that plays out.
Oh, and her squire.
Oh, of course, Esther Essen, who Spoons and Knives helped rescue a little bit further back in kind of our Halloween spooky special. And also joining us, another amazing role player, another one of our main cast, who are all amazing role players, I need to say. It is Marvin.
Lost my mouse. Couldn't unmute myself.
Oh, no worries.
But hey, I'm Marvin, and I'm going to be playing Seamus O'Possum, by his name, a Possum Raider. And what are you feeling right now? Having rebuilt the Green Wardens, refound his purpose in life, Seamus is actually feeling pretty good. He has renewed hope that things are going to turn out different this way. The war will end, the Winterborn Dominion will have a new ruler, and the Green Wardens will help protect the denizens of the forest, like they once did. And hopefully, everyone will get out of this alive, and we'll all live happy lives from here on then. Seamus is going to make sure. And hopefully, he'll be joined by what was she, a Tasmanian devil, Michael?
Yes, Tasmanian devil, Nan Nevers. And we're actually going to do that scene right after the recap.
Righto.
All right, so with all of our wonderful characters established, let's have a real quick intro and then we'll get into the ticking town of Tock. 4 heroes have traveled through the dark forest, cast to and fro by the tides of war. They've helped refugees in small towns, fought pirates on a raging river, survived countryside terror and big city beasts. And it's all come to this. Finn Cardew, Yana Winterborn, Seamus O'Possum, Kiva the Crow, as well as the McAvoy couple, 2 new friends, have arrived in Tock, city of wonders, city of towers, city of canals, and city of clocks, seeking some force that can end the war between the Grand Sable Empire and the Winterborn Dominion, which is tearing the Dark Forest apart. That power belongs to renowned possum inventor Flammarion, an alchemist and engineer of legendary skill. Flammarion waits in Tock, but our heroes aren't the only beasts looking for him. Septimius von Stahl, intelligencer of the Grand Sable Empire, is also after the alchemist's secret. Now the hunt is on, with war on the line. Okay, so we will rejoin everybody in Tock in just a moment. I just got to do one quick scene that we didn't have time for in our last episode with Seamus and Nan. Nan Nevers, a marsupial mercenary who kind of bumped into Seamus when he was recruiting for the Green Wardens. She heard about his reputation, and she was going to sign on to his the Green Wardens, his mercenary squad. What she didn't realize is that her heart would sign on to him. So right now, Nan joined Seamus. You're at like the docks, the waterfront. Oh yeah, no problem. The docks, the waterfront of Katzenberg. The ship, the Y Sam, is being loaded up. The Iron Fang Wolf mercenaries and all the other the troop, all the other various passengers are getting aboard, getting ready to set sail for Tock. And then Nan comes over, Seamus, and like sits next to you. She's again this hulking, like midnight furred, battle scarred Tasmanian devil.
Almost
like,
literally twice the size.
Yeah, she's pretty big. Wearing sort of like a tartan kind of plaid armor, a kilt-like arrangement with this, claymore and like shield overstrapped to her back. And she like plops down next to you, and she's like, "Seamus, mate, looks like you're heading out."
We have a lot of work to do, Nan. And our work here in Katzenberg looks like it's done. We're off the top
Right.
now. I'm not exactly sure what the way the wind's gonna blow on this one. Be glad to have you with us, if you want. I mean,
She looks into the distance and she's like, "Well, where you're going, I'll wager war is going to be waiting for you. Yeah?"
and we're hoping to end it.
She's like, "Seamus, I think you're something else. You're something different. And I don't want to lose you."
I really am conflicted. Part of me wants to stay, admittedly, but I know I can't.
She says, "No, you should go. I'm wondering if I go with you though, I'll get close. And if you're going to the war, there's a chance one of us won't come back. That's the life we've chosen, so we got to accept that, but I don't know if I can accept losing you. So I don't know, Seamus. What should we do?"
It'd be great if you joined us, Nan. But if we're going to continue what we had between us, I can't exactly just let you join the Green Wardens. I mean, I am the commander of it. You just joining as a rank and file wouldn't be right. So, would you be willing to co-command with me? Someone with your mind for battle and tactics would definitely be an asset. Certainly more than me.
Nan thinks about it and she's like, "I could be your co-commander. I've led beasts into battle more times than I could count. But what I'm thinking about isn't necessarily. It's not about us sharing a command, Seamus. It's about you and me sharing something more than that. Oh, I'll say it. It's about sharing my heart with you. That's what I'm afraid of."
I had no idea in that. I mean, we've only known each other for about, how long has it been? 2 months?
Yeah, it's been a little while. It's been like a few weeks at this point.
But still.
Yeah,
after you fought side by side with someone, what's the time matter anyways?
That's my thought exactly.
So.
Oh, we're just saying, Finn. Do you want to like maybe you're watching this as you're helping to get aboard?
There's just like I think you see like Finn like way in the background, and then like he's just listening in. Then like as they're sort of like fumbling around, he just shouts out, "She is in love with you, you daft git!"
And Shayna's like, I've been fighting for most of my life. Emotional things just don't happen right in the middle of.
Yeah, Seamus knows war. Love, maybe not so much.
But the lad does have a point, man. We could possibly die in the next couple of months. What are we waiting for? Kiss me, you fool.
And then this huge Tasmanian devil just like hugs you up, pulls you close. Big smooch, big nuzzling. And yeah, with that, she agrees to go with you and become your fellow captain of the Green Wardens.
Hey.
Yeah, so with Nan, the other wardens, you had those squirrels, have like a bunch of capybara kind of bodyguards in the middle. All of you guys head aboard the Wise Salmon and set sail. So a little bit, I mean, we're kind of skipping ahead a few days. You sail down the river. All around you guys, you do see like the the war. Winter is closing in pretty fast. Winter night, which is the big winter holiday. The solstice, which is actually tonight in real life. I think I might be wrong. Is approaching fast, so the armies are trying to get like as much ground, conquer as much as they can before winter slows everybody down. So as you're going, you can see, the snow is falling. Parts of the ice are starting to freeze up a little bit, but the river is still flowing pretty well. But you can see like the devastation that the war has wrought on the Dark Forest. There's like burned out villages, there's battlefields, there's like deserters, survivors of these clashes between the Winterborn and the Grand Sable Empire. Yes, tonight is the winter solstice. Very cool. So, in the game, winter night, which celebrates the winter solstice, is coming right up. Yeah. So it's cold, snow's drifting down. You're seeing these scenes of devastation as you float along, and then you reach Tock. It is this magnificent, ornate city. There's a set of canals that like flow right through it, though it does have some pretty serious walls and defenses facing one side. Inside, there's like all these amazing ornate towers. The Doge of Tock has made it a place of safety and sanctuary for inventors, alchemists, and occultists from all over the world. So like the technology is amazing. There's like crazy clockwork creations that are showing scenes of like the blessed beasts and the demons, and scenes from folklore and mythology, and like skeletons representing death kind of dancing around and doing these sort of these moving tableaus that are set out throughout the city. And amongst all these bridges, these spires, and these canals, the Wise Salmon docks, and you guys head out to go to Flammarion's workshop. Pretty easy to find, like he's not hiding, easy to get some directions. But as you're heading over there, you bump into two old acquaintances. It is Spoons and Knives.
Oh,
Hey,
hello, friends.
Oh, hello.
Oh, we were just about to tour the big one of the clocks.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
we love doing
We love
tours of old
clocks.
cities. Yeah.
I think Knives makes a good clock.
I mean, not as good as this, sweetie.
I mean,
This is something else.
Don't compare yourself.
Okay.
We're going to see a Flammarion.
Well, this is also where we are heading. And by the way, it's good to see you again, Auntie and Uncle.
How is it going?
It's going well. I talked to Mother. We're sorting some things out. She gave me the diadem back, as you can see. It's very pretty.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, it's the whole being the rightful heir thing. People have to know it helps with that.
It's a nice color on you. It accentuates your eyes.
Thank you. Yeah, that's part of why it's, the whole diamond and sapphire thing. It goes with our pretty fur and pretty eyes.
I love it. Maybe I should get one. No, I'm I'm just a rat. Anyway, so what's the new? What's the haps?
Hmm.
Well, how much do you want to get dragged into it?
It's kind of
Yes.
complicated. I mean, the last time you got involved with us, both of you nearly got killed, you know.
Yeah, but that's just life. You know, if you're not almost dying, are you even living?
Yes,
Oh,
TP Seamus, she taught me this.
Tell that to our surgeon. They might disagree.
Oh,
That's true. We do have a new
Oh,
surgeon.
yes, I got stabbed repeatedly.
no.
You know, the other person came out worse. I still have a head, they do not. But,
Amazing. I knew you could
Good.
do it.
yeah.
I heard
There was a child in danger and I wasn't going to stop, so I just sewed myself back up and, on my way.
excellent. So I've heard talk of war. What's going on with that?
War is everywhere. So it's
Seems bad. We're a little concerned because if people are at war, they're not buying our wares.
Oh, my literal aunt is causing trouble. This is why I have to take over the nation,
The Grand Sable Empire isn't spotless in this. They're doing their own crazy stuff.
Oh no, I mean they're also terrible.
And all the while, the people are caught in the middle.
Oh,
Oh,
very true.
we're hoping to end all this soon enough.
let's see what we can do to help.
Not exactly the adventure that I was planning on when I first set out, but quite the adventure.
What adventure were you planning on when you first set out, Finn?
Not getting involved in war.
He wanted to write the tales of heroes, not be one.
Now, if you're going
Yes.
to write the tales of heroes,
Isn't it
what
right what
better
you
way?
know? First-person accounts tend to sell better than
Exactly.
That is true. That they do tend to. You do get a little bit more.
yeah.
True
I mean, it's
information.
better than if you lie. My favorite performer, Rat Oprah, she had this book that she loved.
Wait, rat Oprah?
yes,
The
no
whole
problem.
thing was fake. There were no cups of tea. It was all a lie. That happened multiple times. It was like everything falls apart. I don't know. There are multiple books.
We're not
or
going with
stories,
like, Oprah.
bards making up stuff on Rat Oprah, and they were all lies.
Yes,
So it's
they
better
say,
to write from what you know.
say you
That's
never go to war and you never
true.
experience war, and you're, say, a linguistics scholar, and you write a book about several fantasy wars, then all you're going to do is write a bunch of fake languages instead.
That's a fair point. I mean,
Yeah, who would
now,
read
Rat
that?
Oprah. I've
No
Alone.
one
heard
would
of
read that.
Oprah Rat Free, but I did not know about Oprah.
Can we please do
Rat Oprah.
Oprah Rat Free instead of Rat Oprah? I don't know. I do kind of Rat Oprah's growing on me. Rat Oprah is growing on me though.
They're separate people.
Oh,
Yeah, there's two of them. They're competitors.
They have competing traveling.
Traveling theater productions.
Mhm.
Anyway, what I'm saying is the truth always speaks louder than
that is a
lies.
fair point, and I can always exaggerate what I've seen and
Mhm.
put different names. I don't have to be at the center of attention. Obviously, I'm not
And
the
not much
center
of a
attention.
historian if you make up names.
Well, I'm not a historian. I'm a performer.
What's the
I mean-
difference if you are writing histories,
I mean, even Shakespeare wasn't, completely accurate.
It's some
Oh,
of the things we
Shakespeare,
find.
the deer,
Shakespeare.
the big deer.
Shakespeare. William Shakespeare.
Yes.
No, wait, hold on.
Yes.
Yeah, deer are non-sentient in this world.
That's right.
Oh,
That's
right.
right. That's
Snake-
right.
Snakes
Bear.
is what we're going for there.
Snakes.
Shakespeare.
Snakes.
Snakespeare. Yes, yes.
Snakes,
Shakespeare.
snakes are sentient. Deers are
Snakes
Are
are
sentient.
Yes.
Deers are not.
Snake's
Respect the
okay,
lore, please.
You're not okay.
Snakespeare.
Shakespeare. Yes, yes.
All right. So while we're talking about the great plays of Snakespeare, Yana, did you
right.
bring your squire Esther Essen with you, and anybody else bring any of their?
Oh yeah. Say hi to
Yeah, I probably brought Esther with me. I doubt that I brought all of the wolf mercenaries, but maybe one or two. I don't know.
Okay, you can always we can always backtrack and say you brought some more if you need to.
Esther. Hello.
Esther's like, oh, spoons,
Hi.
knives, hello,
So
and she
nice
gives
to
you
see
like a hug.
You
She's
look
like,
so
I've been traveling with Lady Yana. She's like an amazing knight.
That's amazing.
Well, that's
You learning-
wonderful, sweetie.
She's teaching me like swordsmanship. Like it's so cool.
Oh, Very
Let's
proud.
show them your attack and parry.
Oh.
Oh,
Some cool
wow.
quick sword
Oh my
moves.
god. So
I couldn't
good.
do anything like that. Wow.
Yeah.
impressive.
She's still using a wooden sword for now, but I think you'll be ready for the real thing very soon.
Aw.
Oh, knives and spoons.
Yeah, her whiskers are like quivering with
Yeah.
with pride when you
Yeah.
compliment her.
During this conversation, you see a little tarantula like crawl up Finn's shoulder.
Oh.
And
Oh,
do,
what a
do sort of
cute-
like
what a-
few.
A nice little pet you got there. Wow.
Oh,
you,
yes.
you've all got a little group going on here.
So is
Yes,
it-
I also have my 2 ladies with me. I've got the wolf general,
Wow.
I have an entire troop of merrymakers. So
Oh, you got a whole band.
yes,
You
I am
have a
now the
name?
leader of the mendicant merrymakers.
The magic and the what?
The mendicant merrymakers.
The mendicant merrymakers.
Yes.
Okay.
The mendicant merrymakers.
Mendicant merrymakers. Amazing.
And Seamus, is Nan going with you, or is she staying to like help organize,
Uh,
help the troops like disembark and find them quarters?
let's see. I think as co-commander, Nan would come with me. You know.
Oh, and who's this beautiful enchanting creature?
She's like, oh, stop.
Oh, wow.
Good. She's like, Seamus, introduce me to your friends there, mate.
Somebody better put a ring on her.
This is Nan's.
I think they're
Nan's-
working on it.
Actually, did I pronounce your
I'm
last
very
name?
good.
Michael?
I'm very good at matchmaking.
It's
There's
Nan
a-
Nevers because I've never
Nan
been-
Nevers.
Well, whenever if there is a wedding, I hope we're invited.
Yeah, I love a wedding. I love anything with free food and an open bar.
She's like, well, it might turn into a free for all brawl.
Oh,
That's
fun
that's
too.
proper
the guest
wedding.
we brandy
Could
up
be
inviting,
fun
but
too.
Sure.
I dance very aggressively.
That's a
It's
classic
cool.
Dark Forest wedding.
I suppose if we're introducing everybody, this is Lady Speckles and this is Lady Olga. None of us are dating.
Okay. I mean,
How do you
Um,
do?
you want to
you
change?
remember
that,
Lady
or
Olga, 'cause
anybody
you helped.
single?
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Spoons.
Oh, do you want to change that? Anybody? I mean, I know some
Oh.
nice.
I wasn't planning on dating either of them, no offense, ladies, but
Okay, well, I'll keep my eyes open.
there's a very select number of foxes that I can marry.
Oh, for the like nobility aspect.
Yeah, it's a royalty
Yeah.
thing.
Okay, well, I mean, if you're the queen, you could change that.
Fair point.
True.
Spoons. You do remember Lady Olga and her squire Alexei, who you rescued.
Oh yes.
Yeah. So she gives you like a very very polite kind of like nod.
I am so sorry that I left you in the woods, and I said I had to go to the bathroom. Again, I thought I was gonna die, so I just got out of there. But We-
She
we
looks at
saved-
Alexei and she's like, "You never told me that." And he's like, Look, it worked out. In the
it
end,
worked
didn't
out.
it?"
We did save you. It's sometimes you just you gotta circle back. You gotta leave the confrontation by any means to try to help.
Okay.
Lady Speckles, you've introduced me to this concept, the tactical retreat.
Mhm.
She's like, Oh yeah. So okay, yeah. Also, Magnus, who's in charge of these like the squirrel foresters that Seamus recruited, is helping to oversee everybody disembarking and unloading everything from the ship. Lady Speckles says like, as a former outlaw, yes, the tactical retreat is vital.
Yeah, you just say, I gotta go to the bathroom, and then you leave.
Well, not like that.
I mean,
Probably not going to work when I'm finally fighting the Bloody Baron.
good try.
Yeah, I tried to make nice with him, and then he referenced killing my father again, and
Ooh,
Yeah.
it's
But-
not something you can let go.
In that situation,
But
you
Yana
say,
did the
you're
attack
gonna
him."
go to the bathroom in your pants when I murder you.
Okay. So now that everybody's introduced and we got to hear that, everybody heads to Flammarion's workshop. I mean, I think Lady Speckles, Lady Olga are kind of like standing guard outside. But everybody else heads inside. It is like a very, cluttered, complex workshop. There's like blueprints pinned up to the wall, half-finished inventions, some dangling down from the ceiling on strings. Everywhere you look, there's like some strange clockwork device or some, what am I thinking of? There's like a special word for like alchemical flasks that are like set over fires. So there's like, weird chemical brews like on little Bunsen burner type devices of little, braziers of flame set pretty haphazardly around the place. And as soon as after you enter, you hear some like footsteps, and then Flammarion himself appears. He is a possum. He's a little bit smaller than Seamus. His fur is like crazily tangled. He's a set of like little spectacles perched on his nose.
We're not very big folk possums.
He is wearing like, oh man, amazing. He is wearing like sort of a ragged like jerkin, a ruff that's kind of like at a bad angle, one of those like lacy collars, but like sort of the angles askew. So he kind of like scampers his way out, looks you guys over, and says, "Oh, some guests, welcome, some customers. Oh, and knives and spoons, of course. Very glad to have you back in the shop. Please introduce me to your friends."
Oh, hello. So these are all of our buddies.
Yeah, we can just say you make some introductions quickly to.
Very. I take a while.
Okay, it takes a long time. Flammarion listens carefully.
I can
be
give
fair,
everybody
there are
like
a lot of
1,000 compliments. Like when you can see their fur is just so shiny.
You can see Esther's getting, as kids do, getting a little bored with all this talk, and it's kind of like poking some of the weird contraptions, and Flammarion's like, "Oh no, that will explode. Don't touch that, please." Flammarion's like, "So, well, it's very good to meet you. How can I help you? What are we looking for today?"
Well, I can't speak for knives and spoons, but we came across a statue, an automaton. What was it?
Clockwork.
Oh yes. One of my earlier creations. Yes.
And it had a message on the inside telling us to seek you out.
Oh. He paces around and he's like, "Well, that's the thing. I don't recall putting a message inside of one of my automatons, but that also makes sense because occasionally I force myself to lose my memory."
Lose your memory.
It's an interesting way of saying that you drink.
Oh, no, I do it with, yes, I do swallow certain alchemical concoctions, but I mostly use mesmerism. I sort of do it to myself through a mirror and various like swinging implements that are shiny, and I force myself to forget. So I certainly believe you. In fact, as you mentioned it's coming back to me. I may need a little more to fully remember. If there was some sort of a sharp shock delivered to my system, that could at least help partially restore whatever this note's about.
So
I dare say, yes, a short, intense shock of some kind. Though I dare say, if I made myself forget, there might be a reason. But maybe not. I mean, I might have made a mistake when I forced myself to forget. And of course, I forgot the reason why I did in the first place.
Was there anything else that was like some like keywords that maybe were? I don't remember.
No, there wasn't any like keywords or like code words. It was just like, my father forced himself to forget about this, but he might have made a mistake. He's been wrong before.
Well, the only way we're going to know for sure is if he gets his memory back. Do we have anything that can give him a short shock? Or do we just punch him in the face?
Wait, hold on.
Do you have any,
Did this... Oh,
Ooh, I think Giannis got something.
Kind roll figure someone out on this guy?
Yeah, go ahead and roll with charm.
Thank you.
Yeah, because I was thinking, because the thing said his father, so Flammarion didn't do this himself.
Oh no, Flammarion is the father of the
It's the
automaton.
father of Luce.
Oh, father of the automaton. Oh, got it.
Now she doesn't figure him out. She's really confused by this guy and decides to just show moves to Esther.
Is there any? How
could
bad
we
was the
help?
roll?
I'm up to a 6.
I can add for that one.
Okay. Then I guess I'm going to say, what could I do to get him to remember? Looking around the room here, he's talked about a shock.
Yeah, I mean, it could be a literal electrical shock. He does have some, like, kind of a sparking implements. It could just be, like, a scare, like a physical shock. It could be some kind of emotional appeal that could, like, unlock it.
When you say shock, sir, do you mean a literal electrical shock, or do you mean being scared?
He's like, oh, I think both could do it.
You want to be electrically shocked and scared at the same time.
Or, well, maybe an either-or situation.
Well,
Knives is going to get out some wool and some amber that he hopefully has in his pack and start making some static and then apply the rod to Flammarion's head.
Wow. Okay, let's do it. Give me a. Let me see. Let's go with jury rig and see what you create and see what happens. here.
Great.
You know,
So roll with cunning.
Yeah, that's pull a gun without a ball in it and shoot it.
That is a 13.
Oh man. Okay.
okay.
It works so well that he actually remembers more than just about it wasn't the automaton. And he's like, oh wow. Knives, I could actually remembered a most interesting invention that I should share with you at some point.
Oh?
Yes, I'll talk to you about when this is over. Something else I forced myself to forget. There's so much there. But for now, follow me. And he takes all of you guys like below the workshop, down this like staircase into this basement area. And there is like an old bookshelf which he works at, pulls it aside on some hinges, and reveals a door. It's got like his seal of this like fancy possum head surrounded by like flame marked in the door. And he's like, now, thanks for that shock, I do recall that I put a variety of dangerous traps between us and my whatever is waiting for me in the laboratory. Bits and pieces are filtering back as I talk. So we should just be very careful about going through. It would be extremely embarrassing if I was killed by the traps that I set up myself, wouldn't it?
quite so.
If they push you in the back, then we'll deal with it ourselves first.
Oh, by all means.
Little Esther, this would be an example of what's called literary irony, where he is killed by his own trap because he forced himself to forget about his traps.
She's like, okay, he just seems, that's the word for it?
Yes, versus regular irony, which is saying the opposite of what you mean.
Like rain on your wedding day.
That is not an example.
No? What's the song? that hard rat Alanis more sensing.
I'm sensing a pattern here with naming with these characters we're building here. I mean, Jenny, Alanis Morissette is right there. Like,
Yeah.
yes.
It's true.
All right, Alanis Morissette.
Pretty good one, actually.
The great
Yeah.
traveling bard who wrote.
Inspiration to Michael.
Yes.
Can I just... This is going to be so dumb. Can I just run
it.
through and just trust fate and
Yes.
set up as many traps as possible?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
Class,
Roll trust
I
fate.
don't know if that's a good idea. You might set up several explosives, and she's already going.
Knives is starting to construct like a little robot to walk through, and then you just run by. Oh, look at that! There we
So-
go.
Okay.
So that's a 7.
They'll still
Seamus is
be
gonna get a shield up.
right. Okay. So I will say you
Not even my weapon.
Yana puts her shield in front of Esther.
Ooh. Okay. Kiva, the first trap you make it through. You do successfully, like you dive over the first trap, which is like some automated crossbows like shoot out and some arrows go humming past you. You avoid that one. You do run to the next one, which is like an automaton that's kind of built into the wall. Like the torso is sort of sticking out. There's actually like 2 of them. And they look like, I mean, they're sort of built like possums, but they're like, wearing armor. They have plate armor. You can't really tell what sort of beast they are, though. I mean, the possum shape is general under there. And these armored like torsos with arms kind of like swing out from some alcoves. They have like a pair of long swords in their hands and are going like swinging them and hacking at you. You can not go by them. Just you screech to a halt right in front of them, but that's it. You're stopped. You can't go any further. Or you manage to slide through them, reaching the next challenge, but you will take 1 harm from their blades.
I'll slide through and take 1 harm.
Okay. You take 1 harm, so you maybe can help deactivate them from the other side. And you do reach the other one where you see there's clockwork gears in the walls. And as you slide into that, these ones start to constrict and sort of grow smaller and smaller. These gears kind of creeping down from the walls to crush you. Okay, so Knives, you want to make a little well, actually maybe plans have changed because now you sort of see the two remaining traps that are going on here.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah, you guys all see this, and you see Kiva getting stuck as these sort of the circular clockwork gears. The cog is just getting closer and closer, trapping her, and going to start grinding her up in those gears.
Could I possibly use Terra to sort of try and use her thread to gunk up the gears?
Oh yes, that's a great idea. Okay, so go ahead and do wreck something.
Okay.
But because you're using Terra, you don't have to use might. You can use cunning or finesse. I'll let you decide.
My cunning is just a wee bit better.
Terra is like this dancing circus tarantula that Finn has purchased. His beloved pet.
Just barely with a 7.
Whew, okay. All right, you cause collateral damage. You end up in a bad spot. Okay, I'm gonna say this. Terra. Oh, so are you sending Terra for the automatons with the swords or the descending gears?
I was gonna say the gears.
Okay. Terra swings expertly over, does some cool flips, shoots out silk into the gears, gumming them up and making them stop before they totally crush Kiva. Unfortunately, Terra is right in front of those swords and is about to become a spider with no legs, as he's going to be chopped to pieces unless someone can help.
I have disabled device as one of my roguish feats.
Ooh, that'd be perfect for this. Yes,
I do as well.
Oh, we both maybe can. I look over at Knives and be like, "Hey,
Let's go. Let's go.
Can you want to help me with this?"
I got the one on the right.
Okay, I got the one on the left.
Okay, let's have both you guys roll for disabled device for these 2 automatons.
What are we adding for that?
This is Trust Fate.
Okay. So
this is Attempt a Roguish Feat, which you are skilled in, so you're rolling with finesse.
okay, great.
A 5
Let's check in with spoons and then knives.
That's gonna be 7.
and a
7
5.
total.
Yeah, 7 total. I have +0 finesse.
Okay. I'll say you do it, but you take an exhaustion.
Okay.
Knives, how'd you do?
5.
Okay. What do you think messes you up as you're rushing over to this automaton trying to mess up its gears or something?
I think I fumble through my bag looking for a screwdriver or something, and then I kind of do a whoa and fall on the ground and spill my tools all over the place.
Okay, I will say the good news is you knock over one of the swords. However, the automaton with its free hand grabs you and like slams you back against the wall. So you will take one harm, and it is going to stab you. And Yana, I see Yana's got something.
No, I mean, Yana's going to attack the automaton as soon as she can, now that it's grabbed somebody.
Okay,
Just
go for it.
letting you know.
Okay, yes, Yana, you can do engage in melee. Wreck something would also work. It's I think it's up to you here.
I mean, is wreck something more likely to wreck it faster? Because I'm okay with doing wreck something if that's going to be the case.
Yeah, why don't you go with wreck something? Because it's not really a person; it's a machine.
Yeah, I mean, it's might either way. So
yeah, it's not, I think that move makes more sense here.
Sure, doing a wreck something. I have got an 8. So
okay.
I cause collateral damage, attract attention, or end up in a bad spot. But
Okay.
I hit is that I still seriously break it.
Yeah, it's destroyed.
Yeah.
Okay, so I will say, like, how do you take this automaton down?
Basically, like, she's seeing that it's holding knives up by the neck, right?
Mm-hmm.
So she she rushes in with her sword and just like hacks off the arm and then jams her sword like into the armpit hole.
Oh, nice. Yeah, you hear like the gears just like crunching to a halt, and the automaton slumps down, totally destroyed. However, Yana, you're in a bad spot now, because by now, the silk that Terra shot out at the gears has faded away. They're spinning again, so now you and Knives and Terra and Kiva could all be crushed by those the descending cogs. Seamus, you're up.
All right, Seamus is going to turn to Fulmarian. Mr. Fulmarian, do you remember if there's anything in this room that controls all these gears and such?
He's like, oh, well, I'm thinking really hard. I believe there may be a lever at the far end. I think if you're just quick enough, or you have something you can throw, or maybe use a tail, you could hit a lever at the far end, and that would immediately stop all the traps.
So currently, that is the most valuable thing in this room.
I would say so.
I am going to use Loot and Plunder.
Wow. Okay, I like it.
All right, roll from this. Actually, I forgot to get my dice out.
For the home viewers and people like me that don't automatically know what Loot and Plunder does, what does Loot and Plunder do?
When you loot a rich area for valuables, roll a finesse. On a hit, something out of the ordinary catches your eye, claim it, and it's yours.
It's clever.
Okay.
That was very
I'm
clever.
using the exact wording of it.
No, I like it. I will make you... Okay, well, let's see what you roll for this one.
Righto. That's a 2. That nearly rolled off my desk.
Could be a good
And that's
sign.
a 3 plus 2 finesse. That's a 7 altogether. So I only
7.
choose one of these.
Okay.
A lot of 7s.
There have been a lot of 7s and 8s today, yeah.
I know, you guys are rolling not so great compared to other games. That's
I
okay.
guess the
though.
most common combination of dice rolls you can get with a d6 and then our stats.
Right. Well, things...
Well,
see
I
things-
mean, it's definitely on the low side because the average for me should be a 10 when I'm doing might.
Right.
So getting an 8 is a little, because I have +3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the average roll is going to be a 7. Add 3 to it should be a 10, but it's not happening today.
Okay, so Seamus, I don't know if those options really apply for this, because I don't know if like the lever is going to be durable. I will say you noticed it, but I think for a 7 is that you spot it like it's in the other room on the other side of this tunnel. You can see this like gilded lever jutting up from the ground, but again, it's not really within arm's reach.
So
And you could
gotta
get to it, but you got to get through like those descending gears.
All right.
Okay.
So somebody's got to sprint to the end of this hall, through the gears, and get to that lever, or everyone's
I-
going to die.
Try to do an acrobatics.
That could work. Yes. I mean, throwing something could also work, but yeah, I like this acrobatics. Because you're not in there; only your spider is in there.
Yes.
Okay, so go ahead and do roguish feats acrobatics.
I do have that. That's much better. That's a 10.
Nice.
Wait,
Finn, how do you
9,
how do you expertly like move through this tunnel?
It's actually a 9 because my finesse is only 2.
I am going to help Finn.
Nice.
So I'm going to spend 1 exhaustion and tell me what you're gonna do, Finn, because my idea is what I was gonna toss you.
Not a bad idea. And then, actually, I'll just use you as a springboard. And so I'm guessing Seamus will sort of do the whole like underarm kind of thing, just sort of spring off. Oh yeah, spring off the shield and sort of do like a flip.
I mean, you do have wings. You are a bird.
Well, it's a tight area. I'm guessing can't really fly
true,
too much.
That's true.
So I do a few sort of like stabilizing things, but it's very. I forgot the word.
Very, very dexterous. I think
Yes.
like, yeah, nimbly spinning and bouncing your way through this trap. I like it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you land right next to the lever. You give it a quick pull, and the gears stop turning. The automatons slide back into the wall, and the tunnel is now passable.
Hey. And no one's dead, including the spider.
The spider survived.
I just got her too. That would have been sad.
Are you okay, Uncle Knives?
I think I'm fine, just a little bit of a chop, a little bit of a little bit of breathing problems, but I'll be fine. Don't worry.
Okay. All right. We do have a surgeon with us now.
I don't need. No, that's too much. I
Maybe,
don't want to worry him.
Hey, Mr. Flareon, do you have any like a healing salve?
It's Flammarion.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Flareon. Do you have any healing salves?
Paper
I may
bag.
have a few restorative droughts somewhere in here. But let's go and see what exactly I was so worried about all those years ago. Come on. And he walks through this tunnel, kind of heedlessly passing all the dangerous traps he made. So the tunnel ends in a circular chamber with numerous clockwork devices still in silence on the round walls. Tables extend, marked with half-finished automatons. Metal and wooden beasts with jointed limbs frozen in place. Elegant lamps on gold chains shine with endless alchemical lights. A work of art and laboratory, all in one. Flammarion moves to the center where a journal sits in front of a gilded barrel of some black powder. He examines the journal, flipping through the pages and the artful illustrations, then takes a sniff of the powder. Gunpowder, he explains. And this tells you what I discovered. How to make it with extreme ease. He takes a step back and motions to the laboratory. What I have here is the death of an era and the beginning of a new one. The end of the age of chivalry. The beginning of the gunpowder age. So all you guys just kind of like, you stand back and you think about what that means. Like, if people, I mean, the gunpowder has existed for a while. Like, there's siege cannons, some small, like an arquebus is an okay weapon, but gunpowder is kind of hard to make. But if like everybody can manufacture gunpowder in like vast quantities, there's no point for like knights. There's no armor. Chivalry is going to go away because instead of like having to train for a super long time to wield a sword and like to work with armor and a warhorse, you just train some guy in like a week to fire a musket. They can take down anybody. You can just punch right through armor. It could make war, and it could make war like infinitely more terrible if everybody can just blow stuff up, shoot everything down. Like, it could just transform everything if this kind of secret gets out.
You could do a lot with this, and most of it not good.
Flammarion is like, yes, I certainly see why I made myself forget. This is very distressing.
I don't know if you give gunpowder to the people, you you give them an option to fight against tyranny, you know? Right? That's what
I
we're all
thought
thinking.
Exactly.
You also give them the ability to create more tyranny. The tyranny of the
Also
mob
true.
is not better than the tyranny of the ruling class.
You know, that's
things-
probably true.
What's the
But our
tyranny
things
suck.
good
a
now.
mob and a rebellion?
Leaders.
It's very true.
He's like, well, there's been rebellions before, and there's been mobs before, and they've been terrible in their own ways, but if they had firearms, that's a whole new level of terror.
What it is, and it makes sense why Mr. Von Stahl was looking for this.
The Grand
Oh,
Stable
yes.
Empire seems to be quite keen on discovering your invention.
Oh, if they had it, they could certainly win. I mean, that would bring peace to the Dark Forest. The Grand Sable Empire would conquer it, and
What
that
if
would
we
be it.
got,
It would be at peace. It'd just be all under their control.
what if we got this into the hands of the Dark Forest rather than the Empire or the Winterport Dominion?
If it gets into the hands of anybody, it gets into the hands of everybody.
He's like,
Yeah, but let's
yes,
get it.
that's
Let's get it
true.
to the denizens first, so that they can defend themselves against people who are trying to take over their home.
He's like, that would certainly give them an edge, but I mean, once the formula's out, it's there's no real way to keep a secret. So, but it would certainly give the denizens of the Dark Forest a massive advantage.
Although I do
Okay.
represent the Winterborn Dominion, so
Oh,
if this is the path that you wish to take, then you should probably kill me.
Why
Esther's
would we
like-
kill you.
Esther's like, no,
Because
Lady Yana, no, we cannot do that.
it's the strategic outcome of it. If the notion is everybody rises up against nobility and I'm a member of the nobility, that is my death sentence. So just do it now. Get it out of the way.
I'm not sure the folks are there to just go around killing every king and queen they can get their hands on.
And
Also,
you're
these
not
folk-
familiar with what happens when people get rid of kings and queens. It is a rather absolute process.
Aye. But maybe things can be different this time. Most of the folks I've met mostly just want to live their own lives, be left alone.
And
Dark
they don't
Forest
need
doesn't
the-
have a king or a queen, and never will.
No.
But then you don't
Um,
need the gunpowder either.
Yes, they
Nan
do.
says, another option. I mean, never has to leave this room.
That is a fair point.
Could just burn the damn thing and be done with it.
That would be very
Right.
explosives.
I mean, the
What?
thing is that if you invented this, somebody else is going to as well. I mean, it's only a matter of time.
Marion's like, that is true. There's quite a few other great alchemists in the world who can concoct this. I'm very skilled. I did it first, but yes,
Sure.
it is only a matter of time. You are correct.
But I'm sure your contemporaries are. I mean, everyone is always standing on the shoulders of giants when it comes into invention. I mean, my dear Knivesy wouldn't know half the stuff he can make. He sees what's available and goes from there. So, I mean, if everybody has the same playing field, it's only a matter of time before somebody in the Grand Sable Empire invent something like this for themselves.
True, but I'm not sure if that really absolves us of guilt if we are the ones to unleash it upon the world.
Well,
Here's
sometimes
what
good is the enemy of progress.
That's fair.
Here's what I'll say is that my mother has often invented things and decided that they're too powerful to be released to anybody, and she just doesn't tell anyone about them. She doesn't make notes about it either. She just gets rid of it.
That's, I think, what I intended to do, except for I didn't go all the way. Well, in any case, we don't need to decide now. It's been safe in my basement for a few years. It can be safe for a few moments more.
Yama's kind
Um,
of keeping her eye on the rest of the group, though, because now she doesn't really trust anybody in the group.
All right. Well, at this moment, you guys hear some footsteps, like in the tunnel, and you peek back and see that it is Lady Olga, who says, "Grand Duchess," and she gives you a quick bow. "A messenger has arrived from the Doge. She wishes, yes, she wishes an audience with you and with everybody here.
Okay, very well.
I think, yes, it would be most unwise to refuse."
Well, then we shall go.
Yeah, let's leave the recipe here and lock the door again.
See the Doge.
Flarion's like, "Okay, should I just push the lever and turn all the traps back on?"
I can close it on the way out. I'm probably the luckiest of the group.
Ah, good idea. Yeah, so you guys, like, you close the door, you leave the basement, and you head back out, and you find there was like a sort of a ducal messenger, and some, like, a few soldiers of Tock, who then escort you guys sort of down the street through the. Let me make sure we're getting the locations right here. Through St. Stanislaus Square, which is like the very center of the city, and into the Doge's palace, which is this like elaborate sort of swirling onion-style domes. These great towers looming up. It has kind of like a shimmering like mint marble gleam to it. Right now, like, the snow is coming down over the city. Like, it looks amazing. There's an ancestral sheaf, which is like a big bundle of grain, though it's sort of like fake and oversized, set in the middle of the square, part of the winter night decorations. And yeah, the guards like escort you in. You go through a few antechambers, and then you reach this like this meeting room, this throne room, where the Doge is waiting for you. The Doge is like elected by a council of Tock citizens, and they do serve for life. Right now, the Doge is a Shiba Inu named Seraphina. So her blonde fur is like just richly draped in these kind of like mint green and dark green damask robes. She is like seated on a throne looking down at you, along with all these other courtiers and all these guards. Next to her, there is a brown-furred rabbit with an eye patch, who looks, and like some scars running through his fur. He's a little bit portly, but he's kind of like he's standing very tall next to her, and has much more kind of rakish, disheveled robes. But he definitely looks like he knows what war is. He's no stranger to conflict. So as you guys like head over, the Doge, like raises her hands. You have to do the the polite, the bows, and all the various pleasantries are exchanged. And she says, some travelers who have arrived to Tock in a most inopportune time.
Doom, you say?
Yes, the 5 of you seem to be harbingers of doom, and I don't say that lightly.
We've been accused of worse.
It's a fair point. I am just a humble storyteller myself, but I mean, my traveling companions tend to make themselves known. Let's put it that way.
Well, the city is under a little bit of trouble right now, and much more than a little bit. Moments after you arrived.
How so?
Well, some of our scouts and pickets and some of our sentries in the wall have spotted. There's no easy way to say this, so I'll just say it. An army has arrived at the walls of Tock.
Is it an army from the east or an army from the west?
Well, that's the thing. It appears to be a combination of the two.
Very interesting.
What colors
Working
are
together.
they flying?
Maybe not working together, but you are. She's like, you're the Grand Duchess, the claimant to the throne.
Yes. My country bleeds in my absence. I wish to reclaim the throne from my aunt Yakaterina, who, well, as you know, she's given herself the nickname the Cruel. So she has chosen to reign by terror rather than by justice.
She's like, well, perhaps I should just make some quick introductions. Because I think that Tock has found itself in the center of your family's squabble. And she like clears her throat. Some of the courtiers step aside, and Yana, your brother, appears. Evgeny Winterborn.
Evgeny.
He's like, Yana. He's also of
Come
course
here,
an Arctic.
brother.
He's also of course an Arctic white fox. He's wearing like decent, noble clothes, like a solid tunic, like his hose are not of the fanciest material, but they're decent. And you can tell like he's had a pretty hard time of it. A lot of his fur has fallen out. He is kind of like a little bit of a sort of a skittish limp the way that dogs do sometimes. But he does hurry over to you and like gives you a kind of like a sort of a stiff, like awkward embrace. Like he's just like he's not prepared for this at all.
She gives him a full-on embrace and also like gives him a quick lick to like each ear.
Oh yeah, he does like that. He reciprocates, but you can tell he's pretty hesitant about it. And he's like, Yana, before you give me such greetings, you should know that I am not here on my own will. Our aunt, the White Tsarina, has sent me.
I should imagine so if you're not currently in a gulag that she sent you.
Yes, she made a deal with me. I am her representative, her agent in some of these matters. And she is offering you a sort of amnesty. She wants to make some kind of arrangement. But there is something else I should warn you about. The Baron is also here.
I would expect him to be. He is, after all, her house cat.
Well, maybe not anymore. He seems to have switched sides. He's now joined the Grand Sable forces besieging Tock.
Interesting. So that is why there are some northern forces and some western forces and some eastern forces out there. They're the forces of the Baron.
Yes.
The Grand Sable Empire made a similar offer to me, so apparently they have found somebody to snap at the bait.
He's like, they are after something. I'm not entirely sure what, but Yekaterina, she will welcome you back if you give her whatever it is they're looking for.
I'm sure. She will welcome me back with open arms and poison in my sleep.
He thinks about that, and he's like, you have a right to be worried, perhaps, but all I can say is that she has been good to me. She has always been a beast of her word. I don't think she will give you the throne. She has her plans. She wants that throne, but she can find a place for you at court.
No offense, brother, but you do not look like she has been treating you well.
Well, I was away for a while, but she brought me back.
And now she's built with familial love.
He's like, there are a number of offers, possibilities she gave to me to talk to you about, but we can perhaps talk about that later. I might not want to speak of it so in front of others. And he's giving like Seamus kind of like a weird stare. Finn.
I would just like to figure him out.
Yeah, good move. Okay, so go ahead and roll figure someone out.
Seamus is just gonna stare back at him like, what?
Oh, come on, dice.
Yeah, he like flinches. When Seamus looks at him, he goes back a little bit, his tail droops.
Oh, that's CX. So I know I can't figure him out.
You cannot figure him out.
I was going to kind of wait till the end of the conversation to roll a figure someone out, but I was planning to do it eventually.
Okay, definitely. why don't you do it now? Because I think
Okay.
he's kind of said his piece, and he's sort of like sliding back to be next to the Doge.
I've got a 9.
Okay,
I'll help
with a
out
9.
with I'll use it. I'll expend exhaustion to help her with get to a 10.
Okay.
Nice.
So I think that first of all, I'd kind of like to know what he's really feeling. Is he really under her thumb, or is he scared?
I think it's a little bit of both. Like, he is serving her, but he is also looking for a way out. But it's like any way out.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip what does he wish I would do, because I'm pretty sure I know. You know.
Yeah.
Let's see. I think I would like to know if he's telling the truth.
Yeah, I mean, he's telling the truth about Yekaterina's offer. Like, he's been given the authority to make a number of offers and like deals with you. Yana's kind of trying to, or sorry, Yekaterina is kind of trying to like buy you off.
Right. And I guess, how could I get him to join up with me against my aunt?
Ooh, okay. It's gonna be tricky. You gotta like promise him safety in some way, because he's
That's what
experienced, hardship and for most of his life. So like he's kind of he's gonna drift towards the strongest.
Got it. Brother, I agree with you that we should talk in private later, not in front of everybody else. Some things are just for the family.
He's like, yes, a wise decision. So the Doge says, thankfully, so as you can see, and I will show you in a moment, Tock is under siege. I fear it is your doing in some way.
I would say that it's very likely based upon the fact that I turned down an offer from the Grand Sable Empire. I would imagine that now I would believe that Septimus von Stahl has maybe caught on to our duplicity, yes?
She's like, we are not entirely sure who makes up this army from the Grand Sable Empire, but indeed, I have heard of von Stahl. This may be his doing.
If it is his doing, I doubt that he's assembled with the army.
No, he's more works in the shadows.
He may already be within the walls.
It's true.
Maybe not physically, but his reach has.
Right. We shall put our ears to the ground, so to speak. That does bring up another matter, though. Allow me to present who may very well be Tock's savior. This is General. Make sure I'm getting his name right. This is General Basil Bunzika, and she nods to the rabbit. I believe he was once in your trade, Master Opossum, leading the mercenaries, but he has since embraced a higher calling. He's of a religious nature. And Bunzika gives her a little bow, and he's like, I am a follower of Jan Hops, the rabbit who is standing against the tyranny of the Church of the Blessed Beasts and all those who follow its name, who control and dominate. The Hoppites, we are fighting for a free dark forest however we can. And so, if there is a Grand Sable, if there is an Imperial army outside of our walls, I shall help destroy it.
This makes sense. Most mercenaries turn to religion after a long campaign of war and scars. So we get through it.
He's like, Master Opossum, have you considered embracing the teachings of the martyred Jan Hops?
No.
Straightforward.
He's like, well, understandable.
Hey, I'll find religion when I find it, man. It's no really a way to force it, you know. But if it works for you, that's fine. As long as we get out of here alive.
Jan Hops is a rabbit for the people, and they killed him for it. So we fight on in his name. And Seraphina's like, well, be that as it may, I would rather my city not be turned into a battlefield. Part of me wishes to simply give the Empire what they're here for and be done with it.
But if you give them what they want, they'll never stop coming for it.
They
Very
give
true.
Just
them
gonna
what they
keep
want.
asking more.
And if they give them what they want, they're gonna then use it to take the city anyways.
Oh.
It's true. What they're seeking will give them the power to level walls, destroy armies. They definitely are. They won't stop simply by controlling a small part of the Dark Forest. They will want to control the Dark Forest and the Winterborn Dominion. They're not going to be happy until they control the entire continent and what lies beyond.
I don't care who they stomp on the way to get there.
I think they might enjoy the process of stomping.
Somebody give me a persuade over here.
I'm willing to do it.
Yeah, it's
I have
Yeah.
+3 charm.
I have
You too.
1 charm now.
Oh boy.
And also has +3 charm.
I do.
Let's have
But I haven't really
Jimmy-
been. Yeah, Yana's been doing most of the talking.
Yeah,
so
I think Yana.
Mhm.
Okay, Yana, yeah, go ahead and roll up persuade.
Cool. I have gotten 11.
nice.
Okay. She's like, well then, perhaps we have no choice. It is to be war. But I do hope you can assist us in defending our city. At least you can promise me you'll do that.
We can certainly try.
If we have brought the war to the city, I will fight in this war.
She like stands up from her throne and says, well, perhaps we should go see what we're up against. And with that, she like leads you out of the room. You guys, you like leave the palace. There's guards following along. Tock's not a big city at all, so you head right over to like the front walls by the Golden Goat Gate. There's like a big statue of a prancing goat built like right in front of it. It's just like closed right now. It's all closed up. The Barbican is slammed down. There's like a little kind of shallow moat, and there's a bridge running over it. You guys, no, goats are not people. Goats are like horses. Yeah, same with boars. Yes, those are the riding deer, the riding animals. So you are brought up on top of the wall. You peer through a merlin. Outside in the snowy forest surrounding the city, an army waits. Snow trickles down from a gray sky, settling on rows of tents and the assorted banners and flags of the grand Sable Empire. Beasts in arms in their hauberks, elite marmot alpine archers with their feathered caps, the fearsome black boars of the Crimson Hussars, and something more feared than all of them, the armored white uniformed ermines, the Ermine Guard, the Emperor's own. But even beyond that, another banner catches your eyes. The orange dragon rampant on a blood-red field, the bloody Baron, Victor Druganov. He switched sides, and he's here for the battle. So, while you guys are looking on that, you can tell the siege is about to start. They're going to start moving in, and it's time for some downtime to get ready. Yes, pigs are also mounts, as well as food animals.
Mhm.
Yeah, just like in real life, we raise those pigs to eat them. The boars you raise to ride them in this world. And in our world as well, if you're small enough, I guess. So I sent all of you guys, this is in the Facebook group, and then Alex and Jenny, I think I emailed to you, the defense of Tock. There's 4 locations, so you guys can, I don't know if we'll get to the preparations for the siege tonight. Hopefully we can. But before that, there are some defensive downtime activities. You guys have a little bit before the actual battle begins, before they start moving in. So you can like start building defenses, buying weapons, recruiting other soldiers to help defend. And then kind of we'll decide like where you guys want to be when the Grand Sable Empire, when von Stahl starts sending in his soldiers. So let's go ahead and start with, maybe we'll start with like knives and spoons, and then kind of work our way back. So do you guys have the downtown activity?
I am
Yeah.
very interested in the sewers. I feel like as a rat, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of understand the setups, and have those defended, making sure like nobody's gonna get in that way.
Totally. Okay, so you're gonna place yourself in the sewers. Now you can so that's where you're gonna be. You can also do one thing to prepare like for your downtime.
Cool.
So
and then, I was thinking recruiting troops.
oh, good idea. Otherwise, it would just be you alone in there. I mean,
Yeah,
it would. There would just be like, if you don't recruit troops or have troops with you, it would just be like Tock's beasts in arms, or like maybe some of Bunzika's soldiers, or some others who will be arriving. Oh, I should say this now, actually, as we're in the preparation phase. There are some other troops who arrive to help you. It is Colonel Stunk and the Stinking Companions.
Yes.
Yeah, they've like kind of snuck in through one of the side gates, and you see these skunks and these like elaborate, gaudy, not really uniforms, but like lots of like crazy pantaloons and like the puff and slash style of for their doublets, with just these like huge broadswords on their backs and their big black and white tails behind them. Yeah, so you did them a service a while ago and you burned the record books and let them sneak away from the Grand Sable Empire, and now they're here to help. So along with your own troops, whenever you recruit, the Stinking Companions can also help. Okay, so Spoons, you want to recruit some soldiers?
Yeah, so I'll roll charm for that, and I've got +3, so that tests.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
You can also spend money to increase it, but yeah, what did you get for the charm?
So I got a 10.
Oh, nice.
Well, I got a 7 +3, but
awesome.
I mean, that says on a 10 or higher, recruit elite mercenaries.
Yeah, from one of the following foreign. Okay, so you're getting some like mercenaries from outside the Dark Forest.
Okay. Maybe
I
the
do have like a
axolotls,
few.
since we're in the sewers. I feel like crossbow or longbow. What is Makana?
Yeah,
It's like it looks like a mace.
Okay.
Yeah,
that would be good in this. I mean, would that be good in
I think there's going to be a lot of melee in the sewers.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking like the crossbow or the longbow wouldn't really work, but
No.
Yeah.
Not at any close cases.
Yeah. Let's get the axolotls.
Ooh, great idea. Okay, you can mark down your character sheet that you have recruited like a score of these elite axolotls. I know like the actual Nawat pronunciation is Ashot, I believe.
Oh. Huh.
Yeah, we've been pronouncing it wrong this whole time. I think I'm just gonna say axolotl just because we're used to it as, Americans. But just want to be sure that like, it's a Nawat word. I was doing a school research a while ago, and I was like, oh, we've been saying axolotl wrong the whole time.
I think it's Ashalot.
Ashalot, yes, that is the actual pronunciation.
Oh, like because tomato and chocolate are both words from that language as well.
Yes, also words from Nawat. Yeah, so these guys, they're like little, kind of pink or brownish salamanders. They come out of the water for a little bit, but they're pretty much stay aquatic.
Well, that'll be good in the sewers.
Oh, perfect. They have like these, these huge obsidian clubs, or clubs like tipped with razor sharp obsidian spikes. And yeah, they'll like come over around the sewers and like join you in little landings, and they're like, so, ma'am, you want us to stay over here?
Oh yes, please. That would be so nice. Oh, it's so nice to see all of you bright young faces. Y'all so handsome. Let me know if you need any snacks.
Thank you.
Do you like any snacks?
Oh, you're gonna give us snacks?
Of course. Of course I have snacks. You want some pretzels?
Yeah, okay.
I just have some in my bag.
Wow, this is like the best mercenary job forever.
You catch more flies with honey.
So Spoon and the axolotls in the sewers. Right. Yes. I'm sending us some good notes about pronouncing stuff. In the right language, which I think I am going to say axolotl. Just it's the best I can do. I think. Okay. Knives. What'd you like to do for your downtime? And then if you want to, you can position yourself for the battle as well.
Knives is also going to be in the sewers, and I think Knives is going to build like underwater, or like, so are the sewers like waist deep or foot deep? Is it?
Yeah, these are big sewers. These are like Tock has, they've spared no expense in creating their indoor plumbing. So think like, the Vienna sewers in the end of the third man, if you know that one. Just like, okay, well, great reference, Michael. Just think like humongous tunnels, lots of like rushing water.
Excellent.
Like a dozen people can probably stand side by side in some of these tunnels.
I think Knives is going to put like sort of spikes underneath the water and let our forces know where they are.
Nice.
Kind of just randomly put out through so that when people are running through and they don't know where they are, they catch on them.
Does that be prepare fortifications?
Yeah, that's my intention. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So go ahead and roll with cunning.
Great. Oh. 13.
Whoa. Yeah, that's really good. So with that, like, these fortifications are going to be here for a while.
Excellent.
They'll be able to like, be used again and again. Yeah, so traps successful. Yeah, you build these like, maybe you hold your breath, or you make some little like, makeshift snorkel or diving outfit, and like plop down, build these like spikes that will pop out and people go into them.
Yeah.
Okay. Seamus, what are you planning to do for your downtime? And then if you want to, where do you think you'll position yourself for the siege to come?
For the position, I think Seamus is going to go up front to where everyone is, like most of the defenders, soldiers, and stuff.
Okay, so that's going to be like the Golden Goat Gate. That's the main. This is the main entrance. Like, you're going to be on the walls up there.
Right. And does the gate already have fortifications?
It does. Like, it's built to withstand. They're okay. They're decent. It's maybe a little bit more on the ornate side than like the defend a siege, than they like withstand a siege side. But they'll be okay unless you want to. But preparing fortifications will improve them.
And I do have the squirrels that can send out as spies.
Yeah, you can do that. You could also position them on the gate. If you want to do some like recon with the squirrels, that could be a cool thing.
I'm not good at cunning. I have a 0.
Okay.
So I guess, preparing fortification seems like the best. Seamus is going to have Magnus set up the squirrels on some of the towers or bannerments or whatever. A high position where they can actually raid down arrows and stuff like that. And I'll have the capybaras set up in the front gate. Get and say, all right, you maggots, set up at as many walls as you can. Fortify that, take down that stupid statue and bring it out to the front. And it will serve as a distraction. Yeah.
The Doge is like, you are taking down our wonderful goat statue.
Do you want the statue to remain standing and you dead, or the statue down and you alive?
And then she's like, I despise this. Move the statue.
We're all making sacrifices today. Appreciate it.
Okay,
Seamus. Knock it down, boys.
No, the golden goat. Okay, Seamus, go ahead and roll with might to build fortifications.
Yep. That's a 5, looking good. And that's a 4 plus 3. That's a 12.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah, they build like the capybaras and maybe some of the squirrels, and Seamus helps out too. Like they hack apart some wood inside. They make like, extra like kind of wooden coverings for the archers to go to like protect them from incoming arrows.
Yep, Nan's probably barking orders to everyone else as well. Position yourselves around here.
Oh yeah, Nan's using like her tactician's mind to like place the archers and like getting arrows, extra quivers ready for them so they won't run dry in the middle of the battle. Okay, Yana, what would you like to do for your downtime if you want to? Where would you position yourself for the siege?
Well, so for the downtime, there's two possibilities for her. Number one, recruiting troops. The other option is sabotaging.
Yes. Oh, there will be more than one downtime during this arc as well. So you don't get to do your favorite right away. There'll probably be at least one more. I guarantee at least one more.
Then I feel like the more important thing to do right now. I'm having a hard time picking which of the two. I'm very rarely this indecisive. I feel like she's the only one that's likely to do well at sabotaging.
Okay.
Because it's a combined stealth and then might.
Yeah, that is true. And
So she's very good at stealth, and she's also very good at might. Because she's got the Tundra. The armor of the Tundra gives her a +1 on sneaking around in the wilderness, which I think this would count.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Male of the Tundra, that's it. So
yes, perfect. I mean, it's even snowing right now, so you blend right in.
Yeah. So I think she's gonna go out and try to do a sabotage. I don't know if she can bring any of the wolves with her to help out, but
yeah, I'll say they're taking part as well. Yeah, so you can like with them they'll do like some real damage to the siege engines or the enemy encampment. So yeah, go for it.
Gotcha. All right. Well, first is the sneak, right?
Yes, you guys sneak out.
Don't fuck me, Gil. Okay, that is a 11.
Ooh, okay, yes. You and a few of these like elite wolves make it like over the walls, through the forest and the snow, and you like creep up from the back of the enemy camp. And you see they got these like, these engineer beavers who are making some big trebuchets to start hauling stones and like fire bombs into the city.
Okay. Great. Well, at least one of the rolls was a 10. So that's good. So
yes. Okay.
Let's do the second roll and hope for another 10. 7 or higher. Come on. Aw, yeah, that's a 7 on the dice. That gets me to 10.
Oh, nice.
So if we creep out through the snow like silent shadows and then just start wrecking shit.
Yeah, you're like you just leading the wolves out, just like the beavers like freak out, start running for cover as you were just like hacking apart delicate machinery. The wolves are just like hurling torches down to the trebuchets.
Yeah, and I've got to imagine like these like Arctic wolves and Arctic fox just kind of bursting out of nowhere has to be incredibly terrifying to most animals.
Oh yeah, very.
I mean, especially the wolves, which are much bigger than her. But
yeah, and yeah, you just like, with that roll, the siege engines are just like totally burned, so they will not have siege machinery covering them when they make their attack.
The one thing that she does do is she finds a piece of like leftover detritus or detritus. I never know how to pronounce it properly. I think the English and Americans both pronounce it 2 different ways, but regardless, she cuts a little snowflake into, well, not a little snowflake. She cuts a snowflake into one of the pieces so they know. I want them to know it was me.
Yeah, the calling card. I love it. Okay,
like,
and with
yeah,
that,
the Winterborn did this. Fuck you.
Ooh.
God, I'm demonetizing us so hard. At any rate,
it's all good. With that, you guys sneak back around. You make it back into the safety of the walls.
That was an incredibly successful sabotage run. I'm glad I chose sabotage.
Yeah, I mean that like now they will not have siege engines going at all. Okay, Finn, at least for this attack.
Sure. Well,
oh, and you can also buy stuff from Flammarion as well. That's the other possibility too. He's got a bunch of very expensive and like, I mean, we're at the end of the game here, so like these are the big guns. Literally in some cases.
I'm had this in my head for a while, so let's do some recon. Let's seek out some spies.
Ooh, good idea. Okay.
Could I possibly roll first and then see if I need to spend value?
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Okay.
So go ahead, yeah, so you roll with cunning, and then for 2 value, you can add a +1.
No need. Max on the dice. So a total of 15.
Oh my god. Okay, with that you learn some cool things. You learn that the Ermine Guard, are going to try and go through the sewers. He's putting like his shock troops first. Or not first. They're trying to do the enemy plan, which like you know their whole plan now.
Mhm.
The Ermine Guard, his plan is that they're going to be above ground. The beasts at arms and like dismounted hussars are going to try and take the walls. They were going to have siege weapons covering them, but not anymore. They're just going to try and like rush the battlements with ladders while they have their archers covering them. But meanwhile, the real plan is that the Ermines are going to try and go through the sewers, and like they got they're building tunnels, like tunnel shafts into the sewers, and then pop out into the square and take over the whole city. You also know there's going to be another kind of diversionary attack of they have brought some ships with them from like the Imperial Navy, which are going to sort of like sail into the Grand Canal and make kind of like a feinting like ranged attacks into the city. But they're holding the majority of their like boarding forces perhaps for later. They're kind of holding those guys in reserve. But there will be like some naval stuff coming in through the Grand Canal. But yeah, Yana.
I was purposely holding off my positioning until somebody ran a spy.
Right, yeah, that's a good idea.
So based upon what your spies said, I guess I'll do this in character. Based upon what your spies have found out, where is the Bloody Baron going to be in all of this?
I think the Baron will probably be in the frontal assault. I believe that the frontal assault diversion, while a bunch of other people are down below. And
yeah,
also
he and his backs will be attacking the walls.
Okay, then she is going to be prepared at the walls, whether that's that they put up the gates at some point for us to rush out, or like defending from the walls. I don't know.
Okay, right now the Barbican is closed. Everyone is just up on the walls.
Okay,
so the gate is closed.
She'll need some variety of ranged weapon for that because she doesn't have one. But
okay, I mean they are going to try and like scale the walls to take them. So
okay.
I can give you my crossbow if you need it.
Or you could buy one of the fun new things that are up in the thing.
That is
Sure.
true. You could also buy one.
I think she's prepared, like mostly prepared for like, because there's always going to be some people that get over the wall, no matter how well you're defending it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think she's going to be more on destroying the ladder duty. You know what I mean?
Right. Okay. Yeah.
And fighting anybody that gets onto the wall. Especially if the Bloody Baron's going to be one of the people climbing the wall.
Oh, yeah. All right.
So,
yeah. Sounds good.
That way she doesn't have to switch between weapons. Like, she'll just be ready. Thank you for the offer, though. And I'm sorry that I interrupted your spying turn, but
it's fine.
Yeah, it's I think Finn you got most of the information from that super high roll. So Finn, where would you like to position yourself?
I'll position myself at the canal, and then maybe in the next downtime I can add some more people down there.
Okay, are you just going there with yourself, or are you bringing like the stinking companions, or just some of the beasts at arms from the city, or some other group of mercs you guys have acquired so far?
Right. Well, I
know you're not the most
I've already done
militaristic character.
Yeah, since I've already done the spies, I don't think I can recruit anything special for this time.
Mm-hmm.
You did say that there would be another downtime.
Yeah.
So maybe in the second one I can try and recruit some people.
Okay, you could have the companions with you. You guys want to put them in the canal?
Yeah.
Or I mean, it could just be you and like just some of like the Tock beasts in arms, just like the the local militia. They're like the
Right.
they're not so good, but they can hold their own at least.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Why don't we have the? Yeah, we'll have the companions there.
Okay. Colonel Stunk is just like pointing over to the shore there. His skunks can go get in position. Okay, Kiva.
Okay, so mine's gonna be a little out there. So tell me no if this is if it's not okay. I want to create naval mines.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought about exactly how this works.
Okay.
There's for life precedent for this. What it essentially it is a wooden box sealed with putty. But on the inside is the flintlock system from a pistol, a deeper bowl of like a deeper sort of higher wall bowl of gunpowder, a heavily laden bag of gunpowder, and a Flammarian fire.
Wow. Well,
And when it explodes, it just casts fire upwards.
Ooh, perfect. Okay.
And the trigger mechanism is simple enough. It's basically just a number of these sort of pieces of wood with some oil skin covering them. So when they hit something and they knock out the firing pin and hammer goes down.
Perfect. Okay, in that case, I think I'll have you do. Let's do the create to destroy move.
That's what I was hoping for.
Yeah, instead of the other ones. I think create to destroy is the way to go here.
These could. I'm really hoping these turn out really well.
Okay, let's hope so.
It's 11.
Oh, okay.
I mean, if I roll less, it still would have worked if I'd rolled less. But let's see.
Okay, there's one downside, so you got to pick one downside.
Yes. I want it to be larger than intended. So I mean, I was obviously hoping maybe a smaller box or some sort of cast that would float, but it's like, no, it's going to need to be a little bit bigger. So be clear that these are some sort of danger to them, but they don't know what it is.
Oh man. Okay.
Maybe it's a deterrent for them to attack the Grand Canal.
Okay, I'll just write down canal, mind, big boom.
Man, we have plenty of gunpowder now that we know that Flammarian can just crank it out.
That is true. Yeah, you do have the formula. I mean, you didn't destroy it. He can use that to make more. So
yeah, so this is probably more of a more secret project that we're working on, just me and Flammarian and a couple of other probably inventors. Because this is we don't want them to know what it is beforehand. So when the first ship hits it and explodes and it catches fire, that means the rest of this combined force is like, we know these are dangerous and we can't really get around them without triggering them.
Okay.
Without losing ships. So
All right.
The hope. That's the hope.
Okay. Oh, I think Jan has sent me a quick message here. Is that
Oh yeah, I
okay,
mean I can say it aloud too.
Yeah, go ahead. I want to see where you're putting the wolves.
Okay, so yeah, because they're also the wolves mercenaries, so I think they'll also be up on the walls. 10 of them are led by Yana, 10 of them are led by Sergeant Geza, and the 2 ladies lead another 10 each, because there were 40 wolf mercenaries altogether.
Yeah, these guys they're able to spread out along the walls.
It's easier to organize it that way,
Oh yeah. Squads, units, or whatever. I mean, we're not getting super deep into the weeds with positioning and so on, but it's good for our purposes here.
And if it's okay with you, and we don't have to RP it, but she suggests to Geza that he's going to be General Geza from now on. Is it Geza or Geza?
I think it's Geza. I mean, that's the Hungarian version of the name is spelled. So
if he's okay with
incorrect, though,
with becoming a general, she would like him to be General Geza now.
He is my queen, you do me honor.
You do me honor with your great service, and I need a keen military mind that I do not have to worry so much about wanting to stay in this country.
He's like, we won't let you down.
Thank you, General.
Okay. All right. So with that, I think we'll begin just like the begin. Oh, Kiva.
I was just gonna be. I didn't have a chance to say where I was gonna be holed up for the defense.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
I'm gonna be in the Saint Stanislaus Square with just. I don't think we have any other extra troops left, so it's just gonna be the regular defenders of the city.
Okay. Yeah, I think Nan is also going to be there.
Oh, awesome! We'll just have some sort of have a bit of talent there.
Yeah, she's like thought you might use Claudia could use a little help there.
Yeah, I definitely need someone to be the muscle. I can sit back with my guns and my crossbows, but when it comes to head to head, I'm not very good.
Kiva, would you like a couple of the groups of the wolf mercenaries? I could leave the ladies and some of the wolves with you.
No, you need them on the walls. Hopefully it's not going to come to the fact. We know that Knives and Spoons is down there with the Oxalotls, and we know that that's going to be well defended, so.
Do we have time? Do we have time to make a plan of attack? Like, does everyone know what they're doing?
Rolling? Yeah, I think so. Go ahead. You may have to just mark down how many you have, because you might have to this might be a to be continued.
Yeah, we only
maybe interrupted in mid battle by the timer. That's okay.
Yeah. So Michael, quick question: Is it okay to have this many wolves up on the wall? That's 40 wolves up on the wall.
It's getting a little crowded there.
Yeah.
Okay.
At least one of them, I think, can be left down in the square, if not two. That seems more practical.
Yeah, maybe you can divide it, put a few in the square as well, just in case.
Sorry.
Okay, yeah, no worries. Seamus.
Roll the 2 and the 6 plus 3. That is 11.
Oh,
so
man. Okay. Very cool. You get those points. Yeah, mark them down. Because the Battle of Tock, the first Battle of Tock, has begun.
Okay. So really quickly, the general and Yana are on the wall. The ladies are in the square with Kiva.
Okay, got it.
I think that's more practical, like 20 wolves up on the wall rather than all 40.
Yeah, that makes sense, because the archers are also up there.
Yeah.
Basil Bunsica, like his soldiers used make war wagons. They have wooden, mobile, almost like barricades, sort of primitive tanks almost, with mounted cannons and arquebuses inside. So they're set up also in the square. Okay, in St. Stanislaus Square. All right, we got Yana. Okay, so we're gonna do the part. So we start with the sewers, Spoons, Knives. You guys are sitting there on one of the the cement, or not the stone shores of the sewers. The axolotls are sort of floating in the water. A few of them are lounging about. And then you start hearing the pounding of feet up above. You hear beasts shouting battle cries. The sound of no siege weapons going off, but it sounded pretty bad up there. And then you guys see coming down the tunnel, glowing torchlights, and you see proceeding in dead silence these almost ghostly white ermines. They have these elaborate gold and white uniforms. Ermines are they're these kind of weaselly ferret. They're muscelids. Their pelts are what make the coats of kings. They're those the ermine cloaks you always see. So yeah, these kind of ghostly white critters heading in. They have long, tall, elaborate hats. They have halberds or their weapon. These big sticks with big knives at the end. They are charging right in. Knives. They do run into your trap. So definitely that slows them down. Takes a lot of They take some casualties there, as they're trying to extricate themselves of these spikes or driving their uniform. It's getting a lot of blood in that gross sewer water. It's pretty gross. So Spoons, what you want to do, and you can command your your axolotls, and then if Knives, you want to do something too.
Yeah. I turn to my axolotl friends, and I look at them all, my beautiful, glistening pink little guys. And I want to try to. I mean, can I like charm them, like to like psych them up to give them like an advantage?
Yeah, give these guys a rousing speech.
Okay.
You can do persuade for that. If you want
Cool.
to.
Should I
Plus,
roll
you have
and
another
give
move
the
you want to
speech,
use there.
or which? Should
What's that?
should I roll and then give the speech based on how good I roll?
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
So that's going to be 5 plus 3 is 8 plus 3 for 11. Oh, I think Michael, are you frozen or am I frozen? Oh no!
Oh no, we lost
Oh, did we-
Michael.
Oh, we lost
Michael!
no.
Us.
No.
He'll return. I'm sure.
It's DM
yeah.
Frieza brought to you by Dwarven Forge.
I rolled
Suddenly
an
the world
11.
stands
Oh,
still.
you're muted, Michael.
You're muted too.
I dropped out there for a moment.
Oh, good.
Looks like I'm back now. There we go.
It still
I rolled
says-
an 11.
Oh, nice. Okay, so what rousing speech do you give these guys to get them
Yeah.
prepared for the battle?
See these guys with their pure white fur and big hats. They don't know what's coming because, you know, us, we blend in. We got our see-through skin. I mean, you guys have see-through skin. Oh no, we lost Michael again. Oh no, he's back. You've got your see-through skin. I've got my fluffy,
I dropped out
dark
once more.
fur. I got my brown fur. We're made for this zone. We're made for the sewers. I'm old.
Ah.
I'm very old. I've seen so much war in my lifetime. Too much war, one might say. But there's always more.
Whoa, what a great speech. No, it is good. It is good.
But you are all so beautiful in the moonlight at nighttime.
Sweetie, we're in the sewers. There's no. Yeah.
Sorry.
There's no
It is not.
You're all
I think-
almost
beautiful
night.
I
in
think-
the light of the sewers. And I think just believe in yourselves. That you can kill these little weasel guys, these little jerks. The ermines. You know, I think you're mine. Your favorite troops.
The axolotls.
And
They
then I
hoisted
pat each of their heads as they go off to fight.
their heads are pretty. It's pretty slick. They have kind of gross
It's
heads.
nice.
It's
Gooey.
okay. They hoisted their Makanas and they're like, "We're beautiful. We're yours." And then they, with that battle cry, they leap out into the water. They do really well because they're expert swimmers, and they just like burst out of the water and start hacking into the ermines. Knives. We'll do. Yeah. Is there anything you want to like add into this chaos? Right now, it's like kind of a pitched battle between them.
I mean,
So the traps have given the axolotls an edge for sure.
is there like a lieutenant or someone kind of leading them?
Oh yeah, you can see like the captain of these the ermine guard.
I think Knives is gonna try to use the snorkel and whatnot that he built to lay the spikes to go swim and like stealthily go to the lieutenant and try to take him out.
Oh man. Okay. Do you have the blindside special move?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. This would be for blindside, but that's okay. Give me engage in melee.
Oh boy. That's a 7.
7 total?
I'm assuming melee is might.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
yeah,
7's not bad. You have to pick one You're going to trade injury. You also get to pick one.
Let me see. Sorry, engage melee. I'm going to try to inflict serious harm.
Oh, nice. Okay. So you are going to take one injury as you like trade injury. What weapon are you using to like do this serious harm?
I have a short sword.
Oh yeah, you just like rush over, stab it in through his uniform, get into his guts there. He just like hisses at you super loudly. He bashes you with the handle of his halberd. So you take one injury. And yeah, as he like, and then he shoves you back as the Imperial Guard are making sort of like a circle to kind of try and make their stand as the axolotls are flashing around them and hacking at them. And then in our final scene, I do hate to cut, but we do have to end a little bit because of time. Meanwhile, back on the walls, Seamus, Yana, you guys are like standing together with your troops, and then you just see this like all these arrows whistling up from the woods as these marmot archers start taking shots up at you guys.
Take cover.
Thankfully, thanks to Seamus's fortifications, a lot of your guys are able to like duck behind the makeshift wooden fortifications. The arrows are like slamming down, poking through. A few, like these marmots are pretty good shots, so a few beasts are getting like punctured with arrows and falling back. And then the charge occurs. There's like a bunch of your standard beasts in arms and like, your basic armor and chainmail heading up. And behind them, some mounted on their battle boars, some running on foot. The Crimson Hussars, led by Miklos the Red, these Wolverines, are racing up. The Hussars, a lot of them are like carrying grappling hooks or ladders to try and scale the battlements. Some of these ladders are like creaking into place. Your squirrels are shooting arrows back. Beasts are just like roaring, shouting, dying. It is just like pure chaos. And meanwhile, as a ship for Kiva and Finn in the harbor in the Grand Canal, you guys see like the first of several ships coming in from the water, flying those grand sable colors. They have like a bunch of otter sailors who are manning the oars, getting some like pretty big mounted ballistas on those ships, and a few cannons ready to open fire. They're sailing in, and as this battle is about to fully break over Tock, we are going to bring this episode to a close. And I know this is the worst part for a cliffhanger, but like, I wanted to do this because I want to have the one shot after we get back from because we are going to be off next week for a quick while I am on a winter vacation, so no show on the 28th, but on the 4th we'll be back, except for it won't be the main game. It'll be a one shot set in the 1990s of the Dark Forest, seeing what the Dark Forest is like after kind of a Cold War event fades for a crime epic, which may have some of these guys coming back, maybe some new guests. We will see on January 4th. And then 11th and 18th, that's what I wanted to do. I want to have those together because I don't want to have like the one shot before the finale. 11th and 18th are going to be the final episodes of this show. And that is where we'll pick up in mid-battle for an episode entitled The Siege. So all of that when we return. We'll still go ahead and do the level ups, but Scooter, if you want to say hello there.
Oh, I'm here. What's up?
Okay. Let's go ahead and do the level ups then while we're I think the order got messed up as I was popping in and out of the show. Let's go ahead and start with Yana. Did you fulfill any of your drives this episode?
Probably not.
Ooh,
Honestly.
okay.
I have chaos, which is when you topple a tyrannical or dangerously overbearing figure order. That didn't happen. And the other is revenge. Name your foe, advance when you cause significant harm to them or their interest. That didn't happen. So, yeah. I mean, it's going to be somewhere I don't get a level up. It's okay.
Okay, that's fair.
There's definitely going to be both of these levels ups at some point.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, the battle is going on. So
yeah, I think after the once battle starts, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna get both of them. But
Oh, definitely.
for now, and I'm sorry that kind of denied everybody else that has chaos, but realistically speaking, we didn't.
It's
Yeah,
understandable.
fair.
We didn't really topple anyone.
We really didn't. I mean, we set up things. We're definitely gonna get chaos very soon. Just not today, chaos crew.
Not today.
Facts.
Finn.
Order
Oh, sorry,
wins the
I
day.
cut someone off there. Okay, Finn,
Yes.
you fulfill any of your drives? I think you might have.
Possibly
Tock is-
discovery.
Yes, Tock is a wonder.
Yeah.
It's this crazy like clockwork city. So yeah, that's a wonder.
Yep. I don't think thrills is.
Yeah, it didn't really. I mean, I think when you're in the middle of a battle, which is coming up next time, some certain death might be escaped. So
Yep.
you definitely advance once though because of the wonder.
Yay.
Okay, Seamus.
There we go. So chaos is a no. I am going to put forth my argument for greed.
Okay.
We did find that formula for gunpowder, and I would say that is a serious treasure, not just for me, but for the whole forest.
Yes, I agree.
We didn't take it.
But we
Well-
did secure it.
You secured it.
Okay.
I think we're still undecided if you want to use it, you want to destroy it, use it, or like how you want to use it.
But right now we have it, and it does
Yes, you
specifically
have the
say,
formula for the gunpowder.
I'm getting way too into this. I'm just gonna say greed. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay.
Yeah, I wasn't really arguing against you having greed. I was just arguing against the idea that we have the gunpowder.
Right.
We did use it to make the mines.
That is true. Yes.
And it does say you secure it. You don't
Secure
have
it.
to.
Yeah. All right. Cool. How about knives? You fulfill any of your drives this game?
I don't think so. I didn't advance, or I didn't increase my reputation with any faction, I believe, and I don't think I protected my ward, Spoons.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, you're in the middle of the battle, so that might happen.
Yeah,
Next time.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Okay. Spoons. How about your drives?
So I also have chaos, which I don't think that works, and then wanderlust. I didn't really finish a journey to a clearing, so.
Well, I mean, you made it to Tock. I'll give you that one.
Sure.
I mean, a clearing is like a village in this game, so or a city. So Tock is a clearing.
I will add. Why not?
All right, and Kiva, you fulfill any of your drives?
I'm going to, can I say, I'm going to argue that I got thrills because I did escape from certain death when I foolishly jumped into the trap tunnel and almost got killed at the very end.
Yes, you certainly did. It could have been the end of Kiva being crushed by those clockwork walls. So yes, give yourself one for that. Okay, so I think that brings us to a close there. Very excited for our one shot coming up on the 4th, and then after that, yeah, the final 2 episodes of the Dark Forest. And I mean, we're closing on a cliffhanger this time, which I kind of think is a good thing.
Just makes it more enticing for
Yeah.
the next episode.
Well, yeah, because then you
It's a
wait a
good
couple weeks.
cliffhanger.
Yeah.
It's a good cliffhanger for audiences. You didn't leave it on all of you players are about to die. Well, cliffhanger. That's the one that's mean to players.
Right.
Where it's like, oh no, you might die in the next game immediately. Well, taking 5 weeks off. Bye-bye.
Okay. Actually, just checking my notes here. Yeah, it turns out you guys might die in the next game immediately. Yeah, I just want to lay that one. No. Not.
You never know. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone, for playing. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. And, of course, Gray Mouse, thanks for being a trooper out there and hanging out with us. It's going to be a couple weeks, so we will see you in 2022, right? Is that a TWO or a
That is correct.
TOO? That's the discussion, right?
I don't want it to be 2020, comma, TO, please.
But it's what we make of it, right? It's what we make of it. So let's keep plugging forward. We'll see everybody in a couple weeks. But until then, pull up a chair and make time to tabletop.
To tabletop.
We sound like angels. We will see you soon. Bye, everyone.
Thanks for everyone joining and watching. Good night.